Hello, everybody, and welcome to Let's Read New Game Plus. Guess what? We're going to be dropping out of our the stories we've been reading right now for a little bit, just to read something that has got a little special place in my heart. Is something that inspired me to hate fan fiction so much that I really want to do Let's Read New Game Plus. Like, this is the story that made me go, this story is too good for Let's Read, but it is too bad not for me to want to Let's Read it in some way, shape, or form.
Wait, so that wasn't Pony Psychology then?
No, I hate Pony Psychology, and I've wanted to do Let's Read Pony Psychology for forever, but this was the one that I read and was like, Let's Read New Game Plus is a concept that I want to do. Pony Psychology made me start hating fanfiction again. This is the one that made me go, there are fics that are too good for Let's Read, but that are still bad enough that they deserve to be given a Let's Read treatment.
No, you don't hate all fan fiction, do you?
No, I don't. I love
because,
ones.
That would require some bizarre form of masochism.
That's true. Okay,
yeah.
I don't hate all fan fiction. I hate a lot of fan fiction. I was on a high of being like, man, I actually like fan fiction in general. Pony Psychology and Immortal Game and Sunset Sequel are the things that made me stop having rose-tinted glasses when it came to fan fiction. After hating
One thing to remember is Sturgeon's Law. 90% of everything is crud.
Yeah,
and Sturgeon's corollary, the other 10% is also crud.
Yeah. Anyway, this story is called Bonafide, and it's by a writer who's, I think, wrote at least one story I actually kind of liked. Yeah, I think it was Stallion for the time being. Good Cold Case story. Anyway, this is not a good story. It's a Lyra Bonbon story. I will read the description.
Now, you better run for the hills!
I will read the description. Bonafide by Sharp Spark. Romance. Lyra Heartstrings is a up-and-coming musician living in the quiet town of Ponyville. Her mare friend Bonbon owns and operates Center Candies, the town's specialty sweet shop. They've been together for years, and every pony around knows what a happy couple they are. But any relationship has its ups and downs, and it's hard to ignore every awkward moment, like when Lyra's ex arrives in town, because she thinks Lyra still has a thing for her, because someone's been impersonating her for years. Whoop whoop. Bonbon might be in trouble here. Thanks to Einhardl for pre-reading and Exog for editing.
Let's not drag them into this, pretty please.
Let's drag this to hell. Who wants to play who? Who's going to be narrator? The main characters in the story are narrator, Lyra, Bonbon, other Bonbon who isn't actually Bonbon.
My brain is confused.
Yeah.
Okay, so does that mean...
I can be Lyra.
Okay, you're Lyra.
But I'm the musician here!
Well, yeah, so you gotta be the narrator, because it's a story all about music.
Okay, fair enough.
I guess I'll be Bonbon.
Alright,
don't forget, Bonbon has many voices, all of them strange.
Yeah, okay, G, you are True Bon. I will be Fake Bon. This is technically a spoiler, but fuck this story.
Wait,
or it's a spoiler, except if you look at the character list, one of them is Changeling.
Yeah, exactly. So it's it's a spoiler, but it's a really fucking obvious spoiler.
And the art for the fic is a picture of two bonbons.
Yeah, it's really goddamn obvious where it's going, but it tries to stretch out that mystery for 2/3 of the runtime.
The mystery that is spoiled at the dramatic personae.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It's pretty ridiculous. Anyway, so we open on chapter 1. Lyra. Enter Lyra.
That pony is going to be my mare friend.
Lyra Heartstrings proclaimed. At her side, she heard a clatter of plastic, and Lyra turned, one eyebrow raised. The Pegasus behind her in the cafeteria line had dropped her tray, but thankfully it hadn't yet been loaded with food. Excuse me.
This is not Bond, basically. So I'll mare friend.
Wendy said, her face blushing a hot red. Lyra grinned widely and floated the tray back up to the counter.
Yep.
But she's your mare's? Women existing? What?
Oh my god! So Everyone call Rush Limbaugh!
Oh shit!
Oh my god, a lesbian.
Lesbians
The
are
flower
happening.
that blooms in the heart of two maidens is the sweetest love of all.
Call the Catholic Church.
Lyra said hair.
Or at least that's what is said in some of those Japanese comic books that Moondancer let me borrow.
Get it, Japan!
Well, the new pope has embraced homosexuality.
Yeah, I like the new pope. But anyway, continuing. Hair, you're the narrator.
And Lyra said?
No, Wendy stared at Lyra.
Oh, you already said that. Okay. Wendy stared at Lyra with big round eyes for a long moment before focusing her attention on the mare Lyra had pointed out.
But her?
Across the room and seated alone at a long table, an earth pony with a curly pink and blue mane was glaring down at a half a daisy sandwich. With one final grimace, she took a bite, chomping the poor sandwich with much more force than necessary.
So, by the way, this is our introduction to the fact that Bon Bon is not meant to be a sympathetic character. The fact that she is abusing a sandwich with the way she's eating it. The story is not fucking subtle about painting Bon Bon as the villainess.
Hey, you know what? At least she doesn't have a pussy mask.
Well, hold on. Do, however, look at all of her appearances in the show. Proves like 90% of the time she's had a line, she's been an asshole.
Well, yes, and here's the thing. Again, minor spoiler, the Bon Bon who has appeared in every episode of the show in Ponyville is meant to be this, like, super good guy, moon dancer, whatever the fuck she's called, Lyra. Wendy, that's it. The changeling, she's a changeling, basically. But, like, that's the bitch Lyra the bitch Bon Bon in the show is supposed to be the super good one. And this Bon Bon who literally cannot even eat a sandwich without doing it so menacingly and evilly is just some random person who we've never actually met in the show.
This is gonna be fun.
Yeah, but see, the thing about Bon Bon is, like, you always see her angry in the show.
Yes.
I never see her happy.
Which would make sense if they're trying to be like, this is the Bon Bon, like, Bon Bon.
I didn't put those in my bag!
Yeah, it's like, oh, Bon Bon is kind of an asshole. Yeah, that would make sense, except that all the Bon Bons that we've seen when she's being an asshole is not the Bon Bon who's supposed to be an asshole in the story. That's supposed to be the super good Bon Bon.
Question mark.
God.
I know, it's like, even the good ideas are fucking ruined.
Oh boy. Anyway.
Plot
Just
point.
look at her.
Lyra
Just
said,
look at her.
Just look at her.
Belching a sandwich.
Yeah. Wendy tilted her head sideways, trying to see what Lyra saw. The pony wasn't unattractive. She was a little on the round side, perhaps. Her mane was striking, but mainly because it was a little old-fashioned in style. But why some pony, why Lyra, would be head over hoof for her? Wendy bit her lip.
Isn't she just dreamy?
The earth pony had devoured the sandwich and locked her eyes to a cup of pudding. Her eyes started... A cup of pudding. Oh, great. She's going to fire anti-aircraft missiles at the pudding now, isn't
no. Check out the way she describes her wanting to eat a cup of pudding.
Oh, dear. Her eyes darted furtively, not noticing Lyra and Wendy, before her muzzle dipped down and she went straight for the kill?
Literally,
What?
every time everything she does is in villainous style.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to eat a cup of pudding. Villainously! You will die, pudding! Die by my hand!
I need an adult.
Wendy said.
So do I. This might be more for the thing we just read than the thing we're reading right now.
Wendy said.
Hey, you like being inside Nero, so shut up.
Wendy
Oh,
said.
come on.
Hair. Wendy said.
Right, Wendy said. Lyra turned to her and threw a foreleg across her shoulders, pulling her in close. Wendy froze at the physical contact and revealed blah 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 blah.
I'm gonna need your help, though. I'm gonna need a wingmare.
Oh. What?
The worst wingmare, random person you don't know that well.
No, it's like, apparently this is like her best friend who's Lyra's super blind for not realizing she should have been with the whole time.
Yeah.
Right.
As quickly as she had initiated the contact, Lyra let go and started walking forward, grasping both her trays and Wendy's with her magic. A few small plates floated up to land on the trays as she passed, a small salad and some sort of apple casserole.
Wait, thought. You said Wendy is supposed to be the other Bon who looks the same as Bon Bon.
She's a changeling. She's going to turn herself into Bon Bon.
Okay, she's going to later. Okay.
Yeah, later on, like, that's kind of the big spoiler thing. It's like, oh no, but then, like, Bonbon in the past is always a bitch, and then Bonbon in the present is always super nice, and then there's another Bonbon who's a bitch. What could that possibly mean?
Oh, God.
This is stupid.
It's really stupid. Also, the entire premise of the thing is literally just a gender flip version of, like, the whole friend zone thing. It's like, oh no, I'm super great and she'd be super happy with me, except that she's not because she wants to date a bitch.
And now I'm a
so
changeling.
friend zoned. Ah, God. I need to go on the internet right now and complain about this.
Yeah. Wendy shook her head and tried to catch up.
But I don't know what to do.
Just talk me up.
Lyra said, tossing some bits to the cashier. She marched off into the dining area, Wendy trailing behind.
Just,
Any pony sitting here?
Here's Pony looked up. Her eyes narrowed as she sized up Lyra. They flickered for a moment to Wendy, desperately trying to hide behind Lyra, but wrote her off and returned to the unicorn with a cocky grin. She said.
What kind of a sentence is that?
I don't know.
I don't fucking know.
I don't know.
Lyra set the trays on the table and plopped down.
Lyra Heartstrings, nice to meet you.
Wendy hesitated before sitting, too.
And this is Windy Wander, my roommate.
Are you sure you want to do Windy Wander, as in I'm wandering around the land?
I'm Joe Normalman.
Watch her cutie mark be a bunch of traveler's boots.
No, it's just like, again, like she's
mark
trying
is
to like
a
describe. She's obviously a changeling, so it's like, she's literally calling herself like human, the perfectly normal individual who comes from other place. That's why I've never met him before.
Yeah. You said that this is Windy Wanda, my roommate, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, yes, you did. Yes, sorry. The pony
That's what
ignored
started this whole
Wendy's-
conversation.
Yeah, sorry. The pony. God damn it, I'm such an idiot. The pony ignored Wendy's
It's
wan
okay,
smile.
traumatic event.
The pony ignored Wendy's wan smile and frowned at Lyra.
Bonbon. Bitch.
Come on, can you be more bitchy, please?
Oh dear.
Like, that's not like a, girl, can you be more bitchy, please? That is literally, G-Money, can you make her sound more bitchy? This is literally, like, the most two-dimensional, like, one-dimensional high school queen bee bitch character.
Her name out.
Yeah.
Bonbon.
Bonbon. Like,
Bonbon.
there you go.
Valley-
Perfect.
Valley Girl Bonbon.
Perfect.
That is one of the voices she does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me guess. You go to the Sun Prince Institute for Culinary Excellence?
Lyra said, unfazed. Bonbon rolled her eyes.
How'd you figure that one out? The lack of a horn or the absence of wings?
Oh my god. Okay.
Because clearly the only school they'll have for Earth Ponies is the culinary one.
Yeah. How did you figure it out? Was it because of the fact that I'm an Earth Pony and apparently we're only allowed to do one thing?
We're only allowed to cook.
Nice.
Farm. Wait. Did I switch up for a farming cutie mark again? Ah, damn it.
Oh
fuck.
boy. Anyway. Wait, I know another pony Fleet Feather Academy is taking. Wendy chimed in. Bonbon shifted her fierce glare to the Pegasus, and Wendy wilted, her eyes dropping as she poked at the salad in front of her. Suddenly, a hoof jumped into her side, and she let out an...
sorry, crap, the stupid mouse, like, jerked, and went all crazy.
I'll do it.
Eep!
Wow, Duhad.
That's why it's a woman voice. Ah.
Oh my
That
god.
is an epic failure right there.
Oh my
That
god.
is just...
Oh my
no.
god, you're such a pathetic bitch.
I know, right?
Oh my god, look at
Oh
them
my-
shoes.
Like,
Alright.
oh my word.
Hey, Bonbon.
Yeah, Bonbon's glare had faded slightly, and her brow was furrowed in confusion. Wendy's eyes shot sideways to see Lyra surreptitiously nodding at her.
Okay,
This is Wendy.
yeah. Lyra, did you, do something new with your mane?
Lyra blinked, but then rallied and proudly threw her head back, tossing her spiky cyan mane.
Because that hair turd you described as spiky?
I guess. She's Animu now.
Anime.
I'm trying to kind of gel.
Oh wow,
She
Bonbon is a bitch.
Oh, god damn it.
You look like a lesbian with that haircut.
A maid that short makes you look like a felly fuller. Oh.
Are you asking?
Boom. Hey, also, by the way, hey, don't just the J-Law look. The J-Law look is great.
It's alright.
Okay, Jerry Curls.
Yeah, Bon said. Lyra froze, the huge smile plastered on her face, steadily looking fragile. Wendy jumped in again in desperation.
What about your band? When are you guys playing next?
Bad? Psh.
Bon said sharply. For the first time, her eyes sparkled with something other than annoyance.
Oh, that's right. She's also like a gold-digging possible homophobe who's like, nah, I hate gays, except when they're possibly rich. Then I love them.
Oh, boy.
I was not joking when I said that she is literally like the the most
My Chemical Romance.
irredeemable, horrible. Oh fuck! I forgot about this.
Oh my, what the fuck?
Well, this is your line. This is your line, fucker. Right now. Oh, sorry, no.
It's
Oh, wait, no, it's
it
my line.
mentions
Oh,
Lyra in
no.
the third person.
No. Oh fuck. No, sorry. Yeah, Lyra's in. I mean, is the front mare for My Chemical
Romantic core. Fuck.
My Chemical Romantic Core.
Romantical.
It's the underground hipster version of My Chemical Romance, aka it's double shit.
Oh, great. Now we're good. Oh, great.
They
You know
play
what? Just because of that,
oh fuck!
screw
God damn it!
you. I'm sending you to Hogsmeade so you can go to a My Chemical Romance concert with fucking Ebony Darkness, Dementia Raven Way.
Yeah. Oh, but it gets worse.
It's okay,
They
they're
play-
opening for Voxel Mort and the Death Dealers.
Oh Jesus!
And then they're gonna get all killed by Voldemort.
Oh no, but check this
And
out.
then it's going to get undone because the chapter
oh,
happens twice.
Hold on. This is how they're going to show that Lyra is cool and up to date and doing the cool non-mainstream music.
Oh.
They play experimental lo-fi synthwave noise pop, and it's really really good.
What the fuck does half of that even mean?
I think he just threw music terms together.
It's like
I'm a music student, and even I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to mean.
yeah,
No,
no,
I'm
it's-
a composition major, and I have no idea what
Here's
the
the
fuck
thing.
lo-fi synthwave noise pop is supposed to be.
I consider it a parody, except that like the way it's described in like every other part of the fic is essentially like this is like the really good music that's like from the soul, unlike that stupid corporate crap that like Bonbon tries to get them to play.
Unlike
God.
stuff like soul music.
Yeah, it's just fucking rude.
Soul, man.
It hurts. It hurts to even think about this. I think
You know
it's,
what? I'm actually going to approach some of my friends who are more into electronic music. I'm going to say them, hey, what would you say lo-fi synthwave noise pop would sound
Yeah,
like?
experimental.
Once I get an answer to that, I'm commenting on the video with that answer.
all right.
Like noise pop might not even be a real type of music.
I don't think it is.
It sounds
Yeah,
like something
to be
from
fair,
a children's
to be fair.
museum.
To be fair, there are some
look it up.
pretty weird song genres out there. I mean, like Daft Punk is considered was it like French house electric. It's like there's some bizarre
noise
stuff
pop
there.
is noise pop. It's a subgenre of alternative rock.
What?
Developed in the mid-1980s in the UK and US that mixes dissonant noise or feedback, or both, with melodic instrumentation and production elements more often found in pop music, making it more melodic than noise rock.
But then you're somehow mixing it
But then who the fuck
synthwave.
knows about that?
That sounds
That's
weird,
the
though.
point.
Well,
No one knows about it. That's what
You
makes
have to
it
be
cool.
really high on the hipster scale to have heard of it.
Yeah, you got to be super
Dude,
fucking
I-
like
Yeah.
into the underground
Dude,
thing.
I
Exactly.
listen to stuff
You may
like
be specialized in music, but this isn't something you'd have heard of.
Yeah.
Dude, I listen to shit like fucking Barrio and Boulez and Stockhausen. You don't get much more hipster than fucking
Whatever.
20th
You know, I've actually
Please.
heard of those
classical
before.
music
Therefore,
that
they are.
Please.
integral
Like I
material
said-
elements.
Please, like I said, this is a bit beyond you.
This is like this is stuff that like you probably haven't heard of.
Fucking story, please.
This is sad.
Bonbon.
But see, I had to look that up for you.
Bonbon, hair. Push ahead.
Bonbon relaxed a little, sensing the earnestness radiating from Windy.
Right. And we're playing this Friday.
Lyra said, finally recovering.
At the Blue Brew Coffee House, a few blocks from campus. Of course, they're a fucking coffee house band. Of course.
Well, to be fair, coffee houses are kind of a venue where you can see that sort of shit happening.
Yes, exactly. This is like, of course.
The only place where you can see that shit happening, unfortunately.
No, fortunately. As long as I don't have to hear it, it's
Well,
great.
are you wanting to see experimental lo-fi synthwave noise pop in more places?
E. Campo was like, lo-fi what?
Anyway, continuing. We got more story to get
Windy
through.
chimed in. Bonbon leaned forward, the faintest hint of a smile on her face.
It's going to be awesome! You
Lyra
know,
grinned.
if you're not doing anything.
And then we get a fucking scene change. Oh, thank God.
Meanwhile, in the future... Also,
Hipster!
also as a thing worth noting, we have now gone from italicized everything to standard everything because we are now in the present.
That was stupid.
Oh, God damn it. Oh, my God, and this scene goes on forever. This is a scene that never ends.
Well, let's keep going then, my friend.
My friend
People
Bird
started
doesn't think
reading
what's
it,
up.
and their name was Hair.
Bonbon softly groaned into her pillow.
Bonbon groaned softly into her pillow. She had been having lurking dreams. Again. Groping for a familiar source of warmth, but finding only cold blankets.
So you got Bonbon groaning into her pillow, groping, legs kicking out. Does this have a sex tag?
No, just romance.
Anyway,
Lyra!
she mumbled. Had she fallen out of bed again? It wouldn't be the first time. But Bonbon couldn't even hear Lyra snoring, the sound that she had grown so used to that she found it hard to sleep without.
So she's
She
gotten
groaned
up.
again and scooched over to peek onto the floor on the other side of the bed. Empty.
Lyra?
She called out again, louder. It definitely wasn't normal for Lyra to be the first one up, which
Well, I
meant
guess that was
something might
supposed
be
to
wrong.
I guess that was supposed to be my line.
No. This is like fake Bonbon.
Yeah.
Real
What
Bonbon
the-
will also show up later on. I think in like either the end of this chapter or in chapter 2.
I'm so confused.
It's fine. It's,
Calm down.
this is why I was very clear about the fact that, you know, there are going to be 2 characters named Bonbon in the story.
Yeah. Alarming images swirled through her head, the worries that she had worked so hard to suppress, but which still lurked in the corners of her mind. Lyra had left her because she had grown bored because of something Bonbon had done, because Lyra had found out. Bonbon squeezed her eyes shut, forcing herself to take deep breaths and remember what her doctor said about handling anxiety. Then her nose caught a whiff of something burning, and she realized the house was probably on fire.
Something's burning. Something's burning. Lyra's not in bed. Smells
House
probably
is on
coming from
fire.
the kitchen. House on fire.
And then it's just like, oh shit, gotta
So
run.
I take it Lyra's as bad a cook as Sweetie Belle.
Worse, apparently, because she doesn't just burn food, she, like, fucking flings the burning food around the house until it lights up like a candle.
Oh god. She made
Candle
a
in
dash
the
for
wind.
the door.
I made pancakes! Oh, and the house is on fire.
Yeah. She made a dash for the door, but the blanket still tangled around her legs caused her to tumble right off the bed and to land on her muzzle. With a whimper, she kicked them away and bolted. Through the door and down the stairs, the smell intensifying as she headed straight for the source, ready to leap into the fire and save her Lyra. Her Lyra, who was standing in the messier than normal kitchen, chopping up carrots as a frying pan behind her let out a plume of dark smoke. Lyra grinned sheepishly as she saw Bonbon.
This is supposed to be a surprise.
Oh, I think that's... Aw, this was supposed to be a surprise.
She said.
I was gonna make you breakfast in bed. Only it's a lot harder than I expected.
Bonbon exhaled, her beating heart slowing
I'd
down.
say that's what she said, but we're lesbians, so it doesn't really work.
Well,
That
no,
is-
it does work because
It works
it's a women
perfectly.
relationship. So yeah, that is what she
Yeah,
said.
come on.
Oh, no, it's a lot harder than I expected. That's the part that doesn't work.
Technically, that part gets hard too, but we're not going there.
It's not.
Yeah.
See, I'm toning myself
Technically, you could make an argument for biological things, but like it's Point is, Lyra, dear. Sorry, Lyra, dear, you need to put the pancakes.
Yeah. Anyway,
Lyra's eyes widened, and she turned.
Oh, right. Okay.
around.
I thought you would say that again when people weren't trying to talk over you. So, anyway. Lyra's eyes widened and she turned around, a spatula floating up in her magic to deal with the now charred pancakes.
Oh, right.
Lyra.
Right! I was working on them, but then I had this brilliant idea for carrot hash browns. Because I know you like carrots, and they're basically the same thing as potatoes, right? Hey, since you're up now, do you have any maple syrup?
Oh my god.
Yeah, carrot hash browns. That's something I'll have to try out in the future.
I might try that.
Yeah. Bonbon trotted forward to sit down.
You are now taking recipe advice from bad fanfics.
I hate all of you.
You know what? It's fun to experiment on at least. Don't deny me that much.
I will deny you everything.
Oh,
No, I think I used it all up when I was working on my new Maple Mint Lollipop recipe last week.
She looked askance at Lyra.
What's going on? Is there some special occasion that I'm unaware of?
Lyra grinned and bounced slightly on her back hooves.
What makes you think that? Does it have to be a special occasion to make breakfast for the most beautiful mare in the world?
Bonbon felt her cheeks grow hot.
And once again,
Because they were on fire.
yeah, we're going to get a lot more of this, but Lyra basically has exactly zero interest in the people she's dating, except for the fact that they're hot. Like, she dates Bonbon, and Bonbon acts like a complete bitch to her constantly, and she's like, don't care, hot. And now, obviously, this is actually, like, Windy Winds, like, disguised as Bonbon, and Lyra's reaction to this change in personality is, don't care, still hot.
Man, it's a song self-esteem.
Jesus. Talk about vapid bitches, am I right?
Right.
Don't you talk about my Lyra that way.
Rydell, call her tits. Or do you want to be in a clop fic with me, too?
I want
to be in a club fic with Lyra.
No, he wants to be in a club fic with me. That way it makes sense.
No, he wants to be in a clopic with food, Lyra.
Anyway!
That's gross.
Bonbon felt her blah blah. Lyra was not the most sneaky of ponies, but she had a particularly well-honed ability to throw Bonbon off with unexpected flattery and attention.
Because it's not real Bonbon. That's why.
Bonbon looked down as a pile of papers and envelopes slid across the table in Lyra's magic aura.
Check the bills for me, sweetie.
Lyra sang out, turning back to chopping carrots. Chopping carrots? You would think... Oh, wait, yeah, because you can julienne with a knife. Anyway, Bonbon blinked.
The funny thing is, like, Lyra's singing it. I think it's meant to kind of be part of the whole, like, oh yeah, because she's all musically talented and stuff. But given the type of music she's doing, I kind of imagine when she's, like, singing out her words, she's doing it like, check the mail, sweetie. like weird, like, syntho, trying to sing like T-Pain while she's, cooking.
Noise pop music.
Yep. Anyway.
Mail.
Bonbon blinked. Daisy is never gonna get to our house this early in the morning.
She flipped through the first few pieces of mail.
And all of these are actually addressed to us.
I went out for a jog this morning and passed by the post office.
Lyra said.
And figured, hey, why not?
Bonbon narrowed her eyes, carefully studying Lyra. Her expression radiated sincere innocence. Cautiously, Bonbon looked at the mail in more depth. Junks, bills, junk, a postcard from Lyra's parents, and then, at the bottom, a particularly large envelope.
I don't know how, like, anyone who hasn't really had to deal with, like, living on or anything just, like, always kind of treats bills as part of, like, junk mail. It's like someone would just be like, yeah, junk, bill,
right?
junk. So you get a bill, you usually, like, open that thing up and go like, okay, how much do I owe? How much is going to, like, affect my financial situation?
And
Yes.
then I'm just like, oh god, it's built.
Oh yeah, then you get like depressed and anxious and miserable.
It's
But-
like, oh man, $4,000. Where did they
but,
go?
yeah, you don't just go like junk, bill, junk.
Yeah. And then at the bottom, a particularly large envelope. Manhattan Media and Publishing! Not a particularly familiar sender. Bonbon peeked up one last time at Lyra, only to see her back turn. Carefully, Bonbon opened the envelope and slid the contents out. Her jaw dropped open as she saw a huge picture of Lyra adorning the cover of Sound and Stable, one of the biggest music magazines in the business. Big block letters along the bottom spelled out, Heartstrings! Exclusive interview!
Well,
Lyra!
that does explain the not caring too much about the bills. You're the kind of person that gets on the cover of music magazines.
Okay, to be fair,
That
yeah,
is true.
they are.
An exclusive interview.
And yet you still live in Ponyville, so the I
it's
can't
'cause it's
imagine
more
that's an
underground that way.
expensive place to live.
Yeah.
underground.
Anyway.
Anyway, Lyra, you sound stable. Once again, like this is another clue that there's actually Windy Winds that she can't fucking like say proper sentences when she's surprised.
Yeah. Bonbon leapt up and flew over to her mare friend. Lyra happily grabbed her hooves and they twirled in a circle across the kitchen.
Where? How?
Lyra grinned.
Ooh.
Well, I might have lied a tiny bit about needing to go to Manhattan last month for family business. Turns out my agent sent a copy of my latest album to someone she knew, and they loved it. They're calling me the best new artist of the year.
The new best new artist of the year.
Of time.
I've sent them an album that has gotten like no airplay, but they're going to put me on the front of a music magazine. Just say this person who you've never heard of. Check them out. The cool front page spread shit. We have an exclusive interview that we're going to sell on the strength of this person you've never heard of before is cool.
Oh, that's interesting.
From a really hipstery movement of music.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
At
it's
the
like-
bottom of the... I just realized
If she
the
wasn't
bottom of the-
hipstery, I could kind of buy parts of the music media.
No, I
It's
could
like,
see them
you haven't
going
heard of her, but we are really pushing them heavily, advertising Blitz, and you will buy it just off that.
yeah. Well,
Especially
Why?
since...
Because we're the RIAA bitches.
Well, here's the other thing, too, because it's like they're calling this new best artist of the year for a genre that freaking G-Buddy had to Google for us to know what the
no,
fuck it
even
was.
beyond all of that. Even beyond all of that.
He had to Google and go through a couple links to find.
Yeah,
'cause
no,
it was
but
difficult to find.
and here's
it was
the thing.
even like
Hold on.
Wikipedia.
Here's the thing. Even beyond all of that, even beyond the incredible obscurity of the genre, they are like the way this is being set up, like marketing wise, the marketing department is selling this particular issue purely on the strength of check out this exclusive interview with this artist.
That we've
Well, in the
never
same
heard.
breath, going like, you have no idea who this artist is, check out this artist. We're going to sell you on the strength of, find out about this person you've never heard about. Buy it on the strength of, you don't know this person.
I could understand her being like the
Unless
height
it's
of a section, because I could see
Yeah.
music
Or how,
magazines
like,
having
having a section like, check out the
section
cool new
for-
artists on the block or
brand new,
something,
yeah.
But they wouldn't sell it
unless-
purely on the strength of, like, check out this
Unless
person
the-
you've never heard before. They'd be like,
Unless-
cool new artists, check out, we've got, like, you know, like the spread on them. On, like why you should be listening to their music. They don't go like, here you go, here's someone you've never heard before. Check out, we fucking got an exclusive with them!
Unless, since it is the cover, which is more visual than other parts, Lyra could be really hot.
Yeah. Except that they only picked her up because the agent sent it to someone who liked the music and they made a personal call of like, this person's pretty good, I like this music.
You know,
Alright,
that's-
put them on.
What I think is, it's the magazine's kind of like American Bandstand kind of thing, where it's like, oh, you know, the magazine sells by itself, and like they just randomly.
Yeah, but here's the
couple
thing.
wouldn't
No,
matter.
but here's the thing. Bonbon's reaction is like, oh my god, I can't believe you made it onto this prestigious magazine, which implies that, like, getting on there is a big deal in and of itself. It's not like, oh man, you know, you lucked out and got
Didn't you say
the
this
spot.
Bonbon character, though, is really music hipster?
Okay, that is true.
So
That
it
is
could
true.
be the kind of magazine she respects highly.
That's
Oh.
true. Okay, I'll
So it's
give you
probably
that
like
much.
People magazine.
So this could be like the first issue of the magazine. Therefore,
Anyway.
so it's like, I've never heard of this magazine. It must be the greatest thing ever.
Yeah. Oh my god, it is printed entirely on
back
hemp.
know it.
to the story.
All right. Anyway,
That's what we've been trying to avoid.
yeah. come on, stop making us read this fucking thing. Hey, here's alright. Anyway, blah blah blah.
Take a look at the article.
Lyra said, winking.
Her
Bonbon
eyes.
hastily returned to her seat.
Oh no, so we missed the bit with the no way, Bonbon let in high pitched voice. Finally, you're getting some recognition. I always knew it. So yeah, she definitely has not gotten any recognition before this point.
Yeah.
Continuing.
Yeah.
Take a look at the article.
Lyra said, winking. Bonbon hastily returned to her seat and stared at the cover image one last time before flipping the magazine open. Her eyes flickered across the text and images of Lyra being interviewed, so overjoyed that she was... Wait, why would they use the images of Lyra being interviewed?
Because it's a fucking awful magazine.
Because
I'd say...
that'd be like, because that's the only pictures they have of her.
Yeah, but that's when you take a
Not
fucking
even, like,
photo
camera
shoot.
No, it's probably not even a photo shoot. Probably just like security camera images from the interview.
Yeah, this is like the most underground magazine ever.
Yeah. Yeah, anyway.
So underground that this is the only issue they printed.
Yes.
So overjoyed that she was unable to process more than one tiny flash at a time. Here Lyra explained her creative process in just as poetic and enigmatic terms as always, which makes her a horrible interviewer, because if you're gonna be a musician, you need to be able to explain what the fuck is going on in your music in clear ways, author, you fucking moron!
Hold on.
The
Have you read
genres.
the interview about the musical creative process of Will Smith's kids? They go on about how, like, babies breathe through their stomachs and remember breathing through their stomachs and stuff like that.
To be fair, that's because that's Will Smith's kids, and they're able to go on the strength of, like, check out these fucking lunatics.
I have to actually be clear about that shit.
Oh, no, again,
Fuck you!
this is just further evidence that either this magazine made a horrible, horrible mistake in promoting Lyra, or it is literally just the worst musical magazine ever conceived of.
Or we can
Probably the latter.
Or we can go down the path of pointing out that, you know, since we didn't know the genre to begin with, that's why it's so enigmatic.
It's very simple. It's just like all light noise, new age, experimental.
Shit.
We start out
Lo-fi.
with a bass drum plugged into a trash can.
Come on!
It's Stomp.
Which, instead of using, foot pedal, mallet, we headbutt it.
We just kick the drum.
She touched on formative bands.
Instead of using
Lyra is
an-
the frontman for Stomp, the musical.
instead of using a distortion pedal, they use a bike pedal.
Yeah, that is how they do it. Anyway, continuing.
Instead of drums, they just
We do all the synth manually.
Yes.
with kitchen
Can we
sinks.
just keep going?
We
so
do.
can end this
No,
shit?
it's
All right,
we do
keep
all
going,
the
keep
synth
going, keep going.
Acoustically.
Okay. Names that Bonbon knew and heard many times over. Across one side ran a grayscale image of Lyra on a park bench with her lyre cradled in her forelegs, eyes closed as her hoof rested on the strings. It was perfect, except for the fact that there were no fucking pictures of her actually performing.
Yes.
And
And then Bonbon turned
wouldn't
the
the-
page and froze.
all the parts they listed of that genre, wouldn't a lyre be a really weird instrument for that?
Well,
Especially for the front mare, which they said
Play
she
the
was.
electric lyre.
Like
yeah,
electric
you never
funeral
know.
wires.
Honestly, some bands do have some strange
Hold on.
instruments.
All right, keep
Like
going
the
because we're about to
electric
get to something
triangle.
that's like a major plot point. And for once, I'm going to agree with the idiot Bonbon character because it's actually kind of illegal what they do.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
The
did
last
you just steal a
page of-
picture? Wait,
No,
what?
the last page of the article held a photo of the two of them standing side by side in the back kitchen of Candy Candies. Bonbon wearing an apron stained with chocolate, and Larry's arm draped across her shoulder. Bonbon knew it all too well, a picture from the 1-month anniversary of the opening of her shop. She had a copy of it herself hanging on the wall behind the store's counter. Her eyes moved to the text below the photo.
I'll just do the interviewer because for Hipster Magazine. So, Miss Heartstrings, you're here. Are you still an eligible bachelorette? Or is there a special somebody in your life?
Why?
I'm afraid this heart is taken by the loveliest of ponies, my mare friend ever since college. Bonbon is my love, my muse, my source of strength throughout everything. She's the
And
reason
my
I'm
right
here
hook.
today. I had a very particular pony of mine when I wrote Song for Sweetie Drops, my first single off the new album, and I don't know what I would do without her. Also,
Oh my
she's
God!
really
New age. Huh?
About that
Okay.
shit.
Hold on. So it's new age noise electro.
Fucking music magazine.
Yeah,
Why the fuck would you ask about their fucking love life?
Because-
They're a fucking music magazine, not
Well,
motherfucking
hold on.
TMZ. Get your shit together. What the
Gee.
fuck is wrong with you?
Hold on. This
Here.
could explain a
Here.
lot.
Put on
could
your
be a
bra.
tabloid.
It will contain your big titties.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Hold on.
This could explain. That could explain a lot if they are a tabloid.
Also, just like again, think about this. She is doing like the super
Yeah,
experimental
shut up,
electro
Harrison.
noise funk whatever, and the name of her first single off of her new album is "Songs for Sweetie Drops." Like, how fucking like bubblegum pop is this hyper like underground new age music source?
I don't know,
It
but
is
I was
a type of
expecting.
pop.
I
It
was
says so in there.
Yeah, I was actually expecting her to say, like, by the loveliest of ponies, my mere friend ever since college, Bonbon is my love, my muse, my source of strength throughout everything, and my right hoof.
Oh, God.
But yeah, anyway, continue. We're about to get to stupidity, and for once, it's not on the like. It's not because fucking not Bon is being an idiot or a hipster.
Bonbon looked up, the color draining from her face. Lyra looked up at the carrots, but the smile dropped off her face at Bonbon's expression.
Bonnie, what?
No, fucking Bonnie's in the story. Fuck, back out, back the fuck out.
Calm down, Duhad.
No,
Are you ready for Freddy?
I'm not fucking ready for Freddy. You had to call. You had to call them.
Bonbon said.
It's
Cancel it.
me.
Back out.
Hello.
Lyra shook her head vigorously.
You know,
No, I can't.
Anyway,
Do you know
how's
what
the
kind of
sex
chance
life?
this is?
That hello sounded like Balloon Boy. That was creepy.
Yeah, that was what I was trying to go for.
Anyway,
Okay.
But no, I can't. Do you know what kind of chance this is? As far as I know, they've been out for a few days now in major cities. I was supposed to get an early copy, but you know how mail can be around here.
Derpy.
Bonbon's hoof jabbed down at her magazine.
Damn Derpy. It's all her
well,
fault.
why you had to tell them about me?
Is that what this is about?
This is weird.
Lyra said, the words coming out sharply.
Look, I know you can be shy, but that's a good picture of us.
It's not about the picture. Why you have to go and bring me up at all?
What, am I not supposed to talk about you?
Yes.
Bonbon
It's not that you're not supposed to talk about her, it's that you're not supposed to talk about her when you're doing an interview about your music.
Yeah.
I know, right? I
Bonshad.
didn't see Samuel Barber talk about how he liked to diggle fucking Giancarlo Minotti whenever he...
I don't know who any of those people are.
Also, this prevents people from going, "Oh, real bonbon." ...
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
anyway, Bon
it's-
Bon Chud. I told you, that's what I want. A quiet life in a quiet town. Not this. Never this. Also, yeah.
It's like,
this-
oh my god, you mentioned me in a magazine. My life is ruined. I'm going to be so famous.
Well,
Wait.
no, that is kind of like
Everything.
the whole
Dying
point.
of
Is like
Hold on.
she's
So she said she wanted a quiet life in a quiet town, and then she got excited when Lyra was like, oh, I finally
Well,
get attention.
She thought only Lyra would be famous.
yeah, which is an idiotic mindset. But anyway, let me just point out here real quick. The whole reason she's pissed off, obviously, is because she's committing identity fraud. She's pretending to be someone she's not. But as much as that is fucking illegal, and what she's doing is idiotic and illegal, what Lyra did in giving them a picture of Bon Bon, with the magazine not even getting permission from, written consent from Bon Bon to publish a picture of her, is also fucking illegal. So this is now a crisis of infinite, law-suitable actions.
I guess it's Bonnie and Clyde.
Okay, who's breathing really loudly in the background?
That would be the sick one.
Yeah, that would be my breathing. My bad.
Alright, that's right, just
So you-
threw away from
So
the
you
mic
would
in
be-
your
don't want me to make it big?
It would be his
breathing.
breathing, his bad, his right hoof.
Fuck
So you
all.
don't want me to make it big? Didn't you know that I can't make it big if magazines don't know about you?
Yeah.
Print media
Not
is
requisite
here
for
forever.
success.
Always.
So much nope.
Nope.
Single people never succeed, which is why Bare Naked Ladies wrote a song about being single and masturbating.
All the Single Ladies was the worst song ever in the history of music, and got the Beyonce thrown out of everything ever. Single does not sell.
That's true, it did.
No, all the Single Ladies did extraordinarily well.
I know, I was being sarcastic with you. God.
You didn't sound sarcastic. You sounded legit. It was
I'm
like, hey, hold on,
sorry.
let me quickly just point out that's not
I'm
the
sorry, I have one tone.
It's
My
alright.
bad.
Lyra said bitterly, "It's always been your dream, not mine."
God, I'm such a hipster.
Bonbon. As soon as the words left her mouth, she regretted them. Her face turned down, ashen.
I thought we were in this together.
Bonbon felt tears forming in her eyes.
You're the one who never wants to get serious. Every time we talk about actually getting more.
I'm going out. You should know by now that I only want you for your body.
Lyra said, her own eyes tightly closed.
Oh shit!
You're only you're joking, but that's not wrong. Again, Bonbon's personality changes entirely when Windy Winds impersonates her and stuff, and Lyra doesn't give a shit either way. And it's like, oh, I want to marry you. No. I was singing love songs about you and shit, but I'm not going to get married. This bird gotta fly free, yo.
Fishes gotta fly, birds
Lyra's
gotta
just-
swim.
Yeah, the thing is, part of the reason I hate this fucking story is not just because Bonbon is an irredeemably idiotic character, like the real Bon. Not only because fake Bon is just a Mary Sue hipster fantasy of, this is what I do in my life with my girlfriend.
Dumb bitch, too.
And then Lyra is just an idiot. It's just an irredeemable asshole and an idiot. Everyone's an asshole.
So basically it's Moulin Rouge with no songs.
Yes.
Wow.
Everyone is the worst. Everyone's the worst at everything. I hate it.
Yeah, anyway.
Lyra's going out, though, so it's your line after Lyra goes out.
I'm coming
Lyra's
out. I want the world to know.
Hair. Lyra's out.
Oh, right, sorry. Lyra said, her own eyes tightly closed. She used her magic to jerk a slip of paper off the fridge, the magnet holding it up clattering to the floor.
It's a good thing.
Did you find maple syrup on the grocery list?
It's a good thing the fridge was at the end there.
Yeah, I know, right? I know, right?
She used her
Although,
magic
to be
jerk
fair,
a slip
my
of paper
fridge
off.
is right next to my apartment door, so...
So you jerk
No.
papers off constantly.
No,
That's what she said! And
Gilly
stop
jerks
it.
off your paper.
I hate you.
Ow,
I hate
come
you.
on.
I hate you.
What
I
the
hate you
fuck
so
right
much.
now? I ought to kick your ass for that.
That was G money.
But
Yeah.
the last thing I said was, did you write maple syrup on the grocery list?
Bonbon
That's
swallowed.
what she said.
No!
She said in a small, weak voice.
I'll remember it!
Lyra,
God, she's angry.
Jesus Christ. And it's not even the actual anger. It's Johnny from The Room anger.
Yeah, no,
where
it's
she's,
like
it's kind of half-assed yet over the top at the same time.
I really imagine the first time
Why,
Bonbon
thank
brought up
you.
the subject, she was just she bent down one knee, opened up the box, Lyra, will you marry me? And she just turns around, flips over a table. No! No!
No, I want a quiet life. No.
A moment later, Bonbon heard the front door slam shut. Tears trickled down her face and plopped onto the magazine's glossy pages. She mechanically rose and trudged over to turn off the stove, grabbing the frying pan in her teeth and carrying it back to the table.
Oh god, she's an animatronic now.
Yeah. The charred pancakes crunched in her teeth. They even had chocolate chips in them. Her very favorite.
Oh my god,
Burn
I fucking love
chocolate chips, my very favorite.
Also, this is supposed to be all super sad and emotions because of the fact that it's oh no, she made Lyra mad, and Lyra even made her fucking chocolate chip pancakes. Oh, such sadness.
Especially made funny by her her not just storming out, but first talking about the groceries and storming out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get some groceries. Do you need maple syrup? Yes. I'll go get some fucking maple syrup then.
And then I'll throw it at the ground! You must think I'm stupid! Welcome to the real world, jackass!
Anyway, So scene
I
transition,
don't
and
need
now we
your
introduce
charity
real Bond.
case.
We reintroduce real Bond in the present. On the side of town, there.
Well, first I have to address the scene change, right?
All right.
Yeah.
There is a scene change.
Stupid! Bow! Bow!
Boogity boogity boogity.
On the other side of town, the Friendship Express pulled into the station, the first train of the morning coming from Canterlot. Pony stepped off. Mostly day trippers from the city wanted to spend some time poking around in Ponyville's quaint market square. Several stallions and mares dressed in ties headed aboard the train, ready for their commute into the city.
And here we get the return of True Bond. So, G-Money.
Out of my way.
A voice barked out. A cream-colored mare shoved a gray stallion back and stormed out onto... Jesus Christ!
Yeah, do we want to leave any subtlety about
Who the fuck
whether
is this lady? The Queen of the Night about to sing to hit a rocket? What is this?
this is True Bond again. True Bond is never at any point pictures anything other than the most hideous person on the planet.
Probably the only way they could have made it worse is she would have had to stab the stallion before shoving him away, and he would have had to have been a baby.
Right?
Yeah.
An
I'm honestly surprised there's no point in the story, at least from what I read where she just randomly kicks a puppy for no reason other than because she's mad.
I know, right?
But hey, if
she's a freaking awesome McEvil.
But hey, if she just stabbed a random pony, then she would lose synchronization.
That's true. Yeah, Bumba didn't kill ponies. Didn't kill innocent ponies.
Wait, this is the present day. It wouldn't ruin the synchronization at all.
Alright, fair point. Just
Yeah, but you don't
you
have
auto
to
game
travel,
over.
You don't have to travel
man.
far back to be, considered time traveling, so the animus would still apply.
Oh, man.
And it is written in past tense.
It is true. Anyway.
Sizing up Ponyville with one baleful eye, and only one, and disapproving of what she saw.
Even her eyes themselves are evil.
I know, right?
Fuck you guys. A small, dirty town filled with dirty ponies.
She said out
Bitch.
loud, ignoring the offended look a passing pony gave her.
Fuck that guy.
Well, I'll say, you little bitch! She glanced around and then stomped over to a pony in uniform, currently busy speaking with a middle-aged mare in her foal.
Shoves a child out of the woman's hand. I'm talking now!
No, she punches the woman and then just squishes the foal, and he's standing on her while
actually-
talking to the police officer.
Actually, given this character and the goofy over-the-top nature of it, I almost actually think it's more along the lines of she shoves the woman, grabs the kid, pump kicks it, over one of the buildings, and then turns to the officer.
Or uses the baby as a step stool.
I think she just throws them both
Anyway.
onto the track.
You.
She just throws them both onto the track, train track.
Gee, this is
You.
your line. You.
You!
I know, she said.
I said you.
Yeah,
Oh.
and then he said,
Oh,
she said.
oh, fuck. Oh, I didn't realize those were lines. I'm from out of town, and I'm looking for a pony named Lyra Heightstring. So I can kick her ass.
Lyra height strings.
Yes, Lyra Heights Springs. well said.
Craze.
Fuck you.
Yes.
Fuck. I
That
looked at the wrong
It's not
time.
like you've never heard me say the name before.
whatever. Anyway,
He turned.
She turned from the two ponies and then did a double take.
Well, well, second, aren't you?
She rolled her eyes.
My name is Bon Bon. Now take me to Lyra.
Bum 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 bum.
Take me to Lyra now, bitch!
Bum bum.
We are from the planet. We are from the planet Bon Bon. Take us to your Lyra.
We are the bonbons. We have come looking for the one you call Lyra. Take us to her.
That sounds like your moment in Earthbound. I mean, in Equestria Bound when you were fighting Lyra.
His voice sounded like he was trying to be a Dalek.
I don't know. It's kind of going Dalek. I don't know. Anyway, point is, that's the end of the fucking chapter. So,
God.
we'll pick up again next week with more of this fucking story. It's not that long, so we're probably going to go through the whole thing in about 2 or 3 weeks. But, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming along with us on this magical journey through this utter piece of crap. We hope you had fun. I don't know how, but I hope you did anyway.
Schadenfreude. Schadenfreude.
Schadenfreude.
Taking joy in other people's misery. That's how they could have fun.
Fair enough. Well, at any rate,
If you had fun, you are a horrible person.
you are.
No, they had fun
worst.
laughing at hair and Neurobronies.
I mean, I probably
Fantastic
could have added
friendship.
in like a picture.
Die
Oh,
in a fire.
Anyway, gentlemen, ladies, children of all ages, it has been a pleasure. We'll see you guys next time.